I want to platinum every single Spider-Man game, starting all the way back on the PlayStation 3 with some of the most expensive games to even exist on the console. And what better game to start this journey than with The Amazing Spider-Man, released all the way back in 2012 by Beanox, set after everything that happened in the 2012 film of the same name, with a big and beefy total of 47 trophies to platinum, including one of the longest and most pointless collectible trophies I have ever tried to achieve. Our story begins with Peter and Gwen trying to break into a restricted Oscorp laboratory, and they are here to investigate rumors that Dr. Connor's old cross-species experiments might not have been shut down like everyone had thought.
Oh my god. This could be proof they're continuing Connor's work.
And our worst fears are confirmed when new CEO Alistair Smythe not only admits to the experiments still happening, but he also gives us a tour of the whole facility so we can see it happening for ourselves.
Here, follow me. I trust you'll keep everything you see in the strictest confidence. As of tonight, these cross-species disappear. We're shipping them to our biolab for safe disposal. Out of sight, out of mind.
But things turn to shit when the monsters break free from their cages, infecting all the scientists, including both Smythe and our girl Gwen. So after quickly suiting up, we save Gwen from being taken by this infected rat thing and get her to quarantine with the rest of the scientists while we work on stopping the mutated creatures who have now escaped the lab and taken over the streets of Manhattan. And it's here we are able to obtain our first few trophies as we come face to face with a massive robot who is designed to hunt and destroy cross species just like us.
This is not good!
But to make our first boss fight just that little bit harder, I'm actually playing the entire game on the hardest difficulty possible, as there are 3 difficulty related trophies we need to get to platinum the Amazing Spider-Man. But luckily for us, all 3 trophies are stackable. The downside though is this massive robot can kill you really easy. Oh my god. Did I actually just die to that shit? And on our 3rd attempt, we are finally rewarded with our first trophy of the game for taking down the tutorial island boss. Oh my god, finally. Why was that shit so hard? It was the first fight. There we go, first trophy, siege averted, hell yeah. Sadly, we managed to miss the trophy, the sky is the limit, which we would have gotten for defeating the big fella without touching the ground. But yeah, that's a problem for later, as now we are breaking Dr. Connors out of the mental institution he is being held in, so he can help us stop the mutations that are infecting everyone in Manhattan. And it's here we come across the first collectible needed to unlock one of the 5 collectible trophies in the game. Did I just get a collectible? No shot that they're this easy. Yeah, they wouldn't all be this easy. But that's a problem for later, because after freeing everyone in the hospital, we swing on over to our boy's apartment and start working on a cure for this spreading virus. And it's here we find out that Connor's old research is currently being stored in the other side of the city at Oscorp's archive facility. And on our way to retrieve Connor's old research papers, we come across our first comic book to start our biggest collectible grind in the entire game. Oh my god, what the hell? That shit just bugged out. I missed it too, goddamn. As to unlock the trophy on the fly, we need to collect all 700 comic books that are scattered throughout the city of Manhattan. But only 3% of players actually manage to find all 700 comic books, making this one of the hardest trophies to collect in this entire platinum. And speaking of collecting things, I'm actually lucky enough to get my very own creator card. Pre-sale is on right now, so if you want a shot at pulling my sick card, pre-order some packs today using my referral link in the comments below. Also, part of the sales go to charity, so if you don't buy packs, you actually hate charity. Finally, now on our way to collect Connor's research papers, we come across an escaped cross-species who is causing chaos for the local police officers. And it's here we can get our next trophy, speed bump ahead, by knocking the poor rhino fella out and saving the officers. Speed bump ahead, there we go. Beating this rhino's ass. God damn. Then just a few streets away, we are able to get another quick trophy for saving our first of many civilians. There we go, friendly neighbor, for saving this goofy looking bloke. And after the fight, we finally make it to Oscorp's secret lab, where we find the place surrounded by soldiers. And it turns out they had the same idea as us, but instead of collecting Connor's papers, they're actually here to destroy them.
As you can tell, ladies, this ain't no ordinary load of trash. Dr. Smythe himself has instructed that Let's go straight to the incinerator.
So while we work our way through the facility, bashing every soldier we see, we manage to unlock a couple more combat-related trophies. The first being FYI I'm Spider-Man for performing 25 signature moves on a bad guy. FYI, I'm Spider-Man. There we go. Another trophy. Hell yeah. And not long after, we managed to get the trophy lightweight champion for defeating our 100th enemy. There we go. Lightweight champion for bashing 100 blokes. And it's here inside Oscorp's secret lab where we meet reporter Whitney Chang.
Spider-Man?
But you're that reporter on TV, Whitney Chang.
There are rumors that Oscorp's new facelift is a scam. They continued the lizard's experiments and now they're trashing the evidence.
But Whitney realizes she won't be able to take Oscorp down alone, so for the time being, she wants to work together to try and find out what Oscorp is up to.
We can work together. And who can get better angles than you? I'll tell you what to photograph. You know how to use a camera, right?
I can probably figure it out.
Like, why is this not working? Oh my god.
Sometimes I even amaze
Meant to go
myself.
green. Now with the help of Whitney, we're able to make our way through the secret lab, but not without trouble as our new mate gets captured by some of the Oscorp guards.
She's braver than me. But she broke superhero rule number 1. Don't get caught. Whitney? Miss Chang? Hello? Come on, wake up!
You didn't try to kiss me, did you?
And together we finally make it to the safe room holding all of Connor's lost papers. But after killing all of the guards trying to stop us, we agree to help Whitney gather more dirt on Oscorp in exchange for the papers.
Not so fast. I'll hand it over on one condition.
Here we go. Fine, I agree.
Keep my camera and take pictures of everything you can.
Fair enough, it's a deal. Thanks, Whitney.
Well, you did save my life, Spider-Man. Now get going.
She also sends us on a mission to photograph one of every enemy in the game that will eventually unlock us the amazing Spider-Man trophy. But we are a very, very long way from that, so instead we just make our way home with the papers Connor's needed to start working on a cure for this virus taking over the city.
Did you go shopping while I was out?
What? Oh, I had a few essentials delivered.
Where'd you get the money?
I used the credit card.
Credit card? That was Stan's. He's gonna kill me.
And luckily it wasn't all for nothing, as he tells us the last thing he needs is a sample of DNA from one of the cross species. And with that good news, we decide to call Gwen, who is still quarantined at the Oscorp lab. But Alistair Smythe picks up and tells us he is also creating a cure for the
I
virus.
do have an antidote, and it's almost finished. And it's made with nanobots. The only way to stop this plague is to completely annihilate the host.
Smythe, listen to me. That's a poison, not a cure.
Yeah, Smythe's cure actually isn't a cure. It's just a plan to wipe out everyone who has been infected so far. And hold up a sec, what is that I see on Spider-Man's computer? Is that a reminder to hit the subscribe button? Because if we reach 10,000 subscribers before I finish all 4 PlayStation 3 Spider-Man games, I will buy a brand new Xbox 360 and trophy not only Spider-Man 3, but also the extremely expensive Spider-Man Web of Shadows game. And it's currently selling for around $250, but only if you subscribe. So with that out the way and Gwen's life now even more at risk, we head out into the city and search for another cross species. But we are quickly distracted by the first of many extreme challenges that will eventually give us the trophy, the camera loves you, and also a dash of spider. And after collecting a few more collectibles, we get word of a rat-like cross species named Vermin who's hiding out in the sewers. But this rat isn't the only thing hiding out down here, as we come across a bunch of infected people who would need to make our way through before catching up to Vermin. And it's here we get our next trophy. I'm on a roll for achieving a combo streak of 42. I'm on a roll, there we go. Another trophy for bashing blokes. I feel like that's every trophy in this game. But things get serious when a bunch of rats come out of nowhere, so we follow them through a tunnel where we finally catch up to Vermin. And after a quick scrap, we manage to take the rat down and unlock our next trophy. We're taking your blood, cheers rat boy. There we go, smell you later. That's another little boss fight done, hell yeah. But somehow one of Oscorp's hunter robots has tracked us down, and it's here we can get our next 2 trophies for killing both robots. I'm pretty sure we get a trophy for not like shooting it with our webs, and also another one for destroying. Yeah, there we go, clean victory. That's for not shooting it with our web. Now all we have to do is kill the other one. Oh my god, that was impossible. Holy shit. All I have to do is spam this shit. And it's dead, hell yeah. Both robots are dead. There it is. Who's the prey? You love to see that. God damn. With the robots now out of action, we use part of their lifeless bodies to link Oscorp's frequencies to our spider tracers. allowing us to eavesdrop on all the shady shit Smythe is getting up to. And just in time, as Smythe has sent out a bunch of sentries to wipe out the infected civilians who are scattered all around the city. And it's on our way to save the infected when we get our next 2 trophies. I know there's a trophy for jumping on this shit or something. You've got to like jump from one thing to another, to another, to another, multiple. What the hell is this? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Sky Captain. That's for doing our little jumpy jump things. Oh, call interrupted as well. What? That must have been for killing the little robot. We got super lucky with that one. God damn. And I accidentally did it. Now back on track, we make our way to Connors, who is running tests on the cure he's created.
Is it gonna do the trick?
It has to. It's our only chance.
Don't mean to rush you, Doc, but hurry up. There's no more time.
But if we want to save Gwen, we would need to get a move on, as Smythe's robots are now starting to go after her and also the other scientists who were infected at the start of the game.
No!
What's happening? Gwen!
The robots! They're taking Dr. Strom!
It looks like they're trying to kill him!
Must have been programmed to go after anyone with a large trace of cross-species DNA. Pete, hurry! I don't know how much longer we can last.
But before we worry about that, there are a couple of side missions Whitney Chang wants us to deal with, as she calls to tell us about a dude who has been kidnapped and dragged down into the sewers. So saving Gwen's life might have to wait a little longer, because now we are jumping deep into the sewers in search for the district attorney. And after a few easy puzzles, we find our kidnappers just hanging out, but they sound way too happy to see us.
Oh, Spider-Man, awesome.
Not the greeting I normally get from the bad guys.
As we are told, the district attorney was actually kidnapped from the kidnappers and is now somewhere even deeper below the city. But this time, instead of having to deal with a friendly kidnapper, we are met with a cross-species iguana.
Howdy. How about you let me take this gentleman and walk quietly out of here? Of course you won't.
And after kicking its ass in a fight, we get the trophy Apparent Defeat for saving the district attorney. Earned defeat, there we go, for killing a lizard. Oh yeah. Now back above ground, it's time to get the antidote Connors cooked up over to Gwen. The only problem is Spider-Man is still kind of a wanted criminal, so we'll need to sneak our way past all of the guards on lookout. And it's here in the Oscorp Tower we managed to unlock the trophy Stick to the Plan for performing 50 stealth takedowns. Stick to the plan, there we go. That must be for like stealth takedowns, I think. Makes sense. When we finally make it to Gwen, things aren't looking too good for the other scientists that have been infected. And when we hand Gwen the serum, Smythe decides to snatch it from her and injects himself. But instead of healing him, the antidote destroys Smythe's ability to walk.
What's happening? What did you do?
This wasn't supposed to happen. Gwen, I'm sorry.
So we need to make a run for the door as fast as possible because now Smythe has sent all of his robots after us. But things are never easy, as while we're trying to escape, we run into another cross-species that has been causing chaos in the lab since it broke free at the start of the game. There we go, finally, holy shit. Another boss dead. We are smashing this. That was a little overkill, but how you lose, we got it. We're finally killing this dude. Now safe from cross-species and killer robots, we take a second to catch our breath before being jump scared by another one of Smythe's massive killer robots. But this time it's the SO2 variant, and if we want to unlock the trophy Big Apple Big Worm, we would need to take it down as soon as possible because this thing is destroying the city. And I feel like this might be a good time to remind you that I'm playing this game on the hardest difficulty possible. And I didn't really feel it until this moment as I spend the next hour dodging and jumping this giant worm laser beams over and over again. And I was dying more times than I would like to admit before I finally managed to impale the thing and unlock our next trophy. God damn, that was wicked. Holy shit. I defeated the second one. Big Apple, Big Worm, hell yeah. So after barely surviving the fight, we make our way back to the apartment where we confront Connors about his failed antidote, as we believe it might be because he's slowly turning back into the lizard.
My God, what happened to you?
What happened? Thanks to your antidote, not only is Dr. Smythe crippled, but now I'm afraid he's gonna hurt Gwen. You told me it would work.
I said, theoretically.
Theoretically? This is not a science project. People's lives are at stake.
I did my best.
We'll save her.
Peter, you need rest.
Can't stop. I've got to...
Sleep, Peter.
And it's while we were out cold that Connors has the bright idea to use our blood to create the antidote.
Your blood, Peter. Suddenly, I realized that you are the perfect cross species.
How soon can you have it ready?
It's ready.
And the antidote couldn't have come at a better time, as Gwen is now being hunted by Smythe's killer robots back at Oscorp Tower. But before we get around to saving Gwen, our mate Whitney has another side mission for us. But this time she needs us to swing over to the water treatment facility, as we find out the water supply is being poisoned. And while we're on our way, we may as well take our time and smash out all the new tasks that have popped up around the city, as we'll have to collect them all anyway before the game ends to unlock a big chunk of the game's trophies. Now back onto the whole poisoned water thing, we make our way over to the water treatment facility where we find a worker who needs our help.
I was supposed to fix this pump, but everything's shut down, and there's a giant monster in the...
We meet again! It's been a while since your breakout. What language are you growling in? Russian?
So now not only do we need to help old mate with his plumbing issue, but we also have to take down the next escaped cross species. And it's on our way to stop the rhino where we unlock our next trophy for stealth killing our 100th enemy. All tied up. Hopefully that's for doing some stealth takedowns. I don't know how many it was, but it was probably quite a few. With the pumps now unblocked, all we would need to do is restart the plant's power. But as soon as we make it to the power room, the rhino shows up one more time, and this time he's keen for a fight. During the fight, we are introduced to a new game mechanic where we can run the rhino through our electricated web. And it's on our third time through the web where we're able to take the rhino down and save the worker, unlocking our next trophy. There we go, another trophy. Finally. Now back on track, we find ourselves breaking into Oscorp again, as we make our way to find Gwen and the other scientists who are being hunted by Smythe's killer robots.
Contamination level, 75%.
Time's running out. Hey folks, Spider-Man here. Everything's gonna be fine, but I need to find Gwen Stacy. Where is she?
She ran away, but we don't know where.
Okay, I'm coming for you guys. Hold on.
And after sneaking our way through the building, we find the scientists who are now being imprisoned by Oscorp. So we snap a quick photo for Whitney Chang before saving the imprisoned scientist. And to our surprise, with the help of one of Smythe's robots.
Just let me get through these guys first! What in the... This robot. Only Gwen could have sent it. It means... she's alive.
Now tasked with finding Gwen, we hone her over to the robot control room, hoping that by the time we get there, she is still alive. But sadly, we're too late.
Gwen, you did it. I'm here now. I have the cure, and it works. Gwen? Gwen? I'm lost without you, Gwen.
Peter, that is the cheesiest speech I've ever heard.
I'm just kidding. She didn't actually die. Though we can't say the same for the rest of the city, as we get word of a cross-species scorpion running wild in Manhattan. So we swing on over to the docks and quickly kick the dude's ass, unlocking another trophy. That's control. There we go. Beating the scorpion in Manhattan. But to unlock our next trophy, Haymaker, we would need to perform one web rush punch, which we're able to unlock after taking down the scorpion. And it was on our way back to Connor's where we ran into another civilian who needed our help, giving us the perfect moment to try out our newly learnt move. Haymaker, that's another one, boys. Slap that dude's cheeks. Damn. And when we finally make it back to the apartments, Connors informs us of the city's plan to quarantine the whole island as a way to stop the virus from spreading even further than it already has, which only benefits the criminals as now they're running wild all over the city. We even managed to stop a cargo ship from being hijacked at the city's docks and got the trophy middleweight champion for beating up our 500th enemy. There we go, middleweight champion, hell yeah. That is another trophy. With the docks now secured, we would pick up a police radio call requesting backup at a nearby bank. But rushing to assist, we arrived to find Felicia Hardy and her goons in the middle of a cheeky bank robbery.
Why can't you have a nice normal safe I can break into? I won't ask you again. The codes.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll give you the code. Just don't kill me.
Hey, boss, we got cops all over the place. There's no way out.
Don't sweat it, I have an escape plan.
And after saving a police officer that was being held hostage inside the bank, we are told how to get inside the vault so we can stop Black Cat before she gets away. But when we finally make it inside the vault, we see Felicia escaping through the subway tunnels underneath the bank, leaving us with no options but to go after her. But somehow, even with superhuman special awareness or whatever it is that Spider-Man has, Felicia Hardy still manages to get the jump on us with her fancy little electric grenades. But obviously she was no match for us as we managed to sneak up on her and unlock our trophy for beating her in a fight. There we go, Jinx, hell yeah. That might have been my favorite boss fight yet. I don't know why. After turning the Black Cat into the police, we get a call from Gwen who informs us Smythe now knows who we are. And he is on his way to our apartment to kill Connors for crippling him with the failed antidote. But when we make it back to the apartment, we find the place is already in ruins. And Smythe has sent out yet another robot to try and kill us.
Peter Parker, I introduce you to my Spider Slayer.
Great! Just don't mess up the furniture!
But this time it's not just one, it's actually 3 more Hunter robots. And it's not until we destroy the 3rd robot where we unlock our next trophy. Beating the odds, there we go. It only took me like 4 or 5 tries. We take that. After destroying all of Smythe's little robots, we get a call from the bloke and he's not too happy with us.
Hello?
It must be something to swing wildly around the concrete canyons of New York, feeling the wind at your back. Peter Parker.
But before we worry about any of that, we will need to get back on the collectible grind, starting with the new task of collecting all escapees that have now spread across the whole of Manhattan. And I know this trophy looks like it didn't take very long to complete, but I was swinging around the city for over an hour collecting these guys and returning them back to where they needed to be. Peace of mind, there we go, for delivering all the boys. That took so long, oh my god. And it wasn't even the only trophy that had me Ubering people around the city. As to unlock the trophy sanitized, I would have to collect all infected civilians and deliver them to the quarantine zone so they could be cured. There we go, all the infected delivered to the medics. I'm finally done with this shit. And with the city now a little less infected, crime still happened to be at an all-time high, which is good for us as to get the next trophy, Negotiator, we would need to help the police do their job. Negotiator, there we go. That was a hard one too. God damn, we smashed that. Oh yeah. And speaking of people who can't do their job, Whitney Chang has one final secret research lab for us to check out. So after getting proof of Oscorp's secret laser robot, we stealth kill all the guards and shut the place down, and finally finish another side quest trophy. Gladiator, there we go. Pretty sure that should be for completing all the Oscorp secret labs, hell yeah. I thought we had so many to go. Guess not. But moving on to our next mission, it's finally time to save our boy Dr. Connors, who is being held hostage in one of the lower levels of Oscorp Tower. And after breaking him out of the cage he is being held in, Smythe manages to capture us, but not before Dr. Connors manages to escape.
So, here we all are. What a meeting of the minds.
Cross species detected.
Go! Get to your old lab! Bad memories or not, you have to go! I'll give you one last chance, Smythe. Stop all this
or what? Connors did his part. And now, you will do yours. And in time, this will all come to an end.
Maybe still a little salty about the whole crippling him at the start of the game thing, Smythe decides it would be a good idea to inject us with his shitty nanobot serum, leaving us powerless for the time being, but more importantly, safe from his killer robot, as Smythe's serum has just removed the cross species from our blood.
This is gonna hurt. Or not. They're not reacting to me. That can only mean Alistair succeeded, and I'm no longer Spider-Man.
Now slowly on the run, we make our way through the robotics lab where we come face to face with another massive robot. And this part kind of reminds me of the Wolverine game we platinum not long ago, where we also had to run away from a massive killer robot. So after narrowly escaping the lab, we emerge to find Manhattan is in chaos and overrun by Smythe's robots. But if we want to stop Smythe's evil plans, we must first track down Connors, as he's the only one who can help us get our powers back. And it's on our way to Connor's old lab where we get the call from our boy Stan Lee, who's been letting us stay in his apartment. And yeah, I don't know why, but he is not too happy with us.
Hey Peter, this is Stan. My bank closed. There's a large amount of activity on my card. Apparently, someone bought a ton of lab equipment. Lab equipment. Boy, I hope hope it's not you, Parker, but something tells me it is. You live in some amazing fantasy, kid, and it's time you started living in the real world. What am I gonna tell your Aunt May? Call me.
If he's angry about the card, he's gonna flip when he sees his apartment.
Now finally reunited with Gwen and Connors, we come up with a plan to take down Smythe for good. But Connors, knowing we will be in no condition to fight anything, let alone a massive robot, decides to take matters into his own hands and injects himself with a serum that transforms him into the lizard again.
Come on!
Gwen.
Easy, Pete. Relax.
Man, I was out of it, huh?
Literally, your heart stopped. It's lucky I found this thing.
Connors. Where's Connors?
He's the lizard now. We haven't been crushed by a giant robot, so I think he's helping us, for now.
He needs help. I gotta get up there.
We need to stay right here.
But we decide to ignore Gwen and head back to the city to help our boy Connors. And with the help of Whitney Chang, we board Smythe's massive robot and use its power supply to electrocute ourselves, destroying the nanobots in our bloodstream and restoring our powers, just in time to work with the lizard on taking down Smythe's robot once and for all.
You can stop this, Smythe!
There we go, tomorrow is saved. Third robot dead. We should also get one more, I think. Yeah, there it is, switched off for saving Alistair Smythe. But the victory is short-lived as our boy Connors can't resist the lizard's influence and flees into the sewers, making his way back towards Gwen, who has been working on a way to spread the antidote to every hospital in the city. But unlucky for us, the lizard isn't the only thing down here in the sewers with us, as we run into another cross-species called Natty, who isn't too happy with us being here. But unlucky for Natty, we get our next trophy, deeply sorry for bashing its slimy head in. Deeply sorry, there we go. Kind of feel bad for the bloke, but he had it coming. When we finally catch up to Gwen, we find her fending off waves of infected as she works to repair one of Smythe's damaged robots. And everything seems to be going to plan until the lizard suddenly attacks us, destroying the newly repaired robot that held the antidote needed to cure him. But this is when we run into the worst possible thing that could ever happen. With only one more trophy to unlock, my game decides to shit the bed and skips half of the lizard's final boss fight. Wait, what the hell's going on? Did my game just break? I'm pretty sure there's still meant to be like another half a boss fight. Why am I just chilling on the couch? I didn't even get a trophy. Okay, Peter Parker? Is it just gonna give me all three? Vigilante, it's looking like it. Oh my god, my game is broken. There we go, Spider-Man, that was so anticlimactic. God damn. Why is this shit so broken? But thankfully, after making it through the most scuffed looking credits I have ever seen, the game pulls itself together and throws us back into the final boss fight one last time, giving us the chance to finally finish the job and save our boy Connors. Alright, we're back to the same spot. Let's see if it actually works this time. It's looking pretty good. I think it might be fixed. Let's see if we can still get some trophies. Hopefully. If I've lost all of this and I need to start again, I will probably cry. There we go. Welcome back, friends. It actually worked. I don't have to play it all over again. Thank God. The story is finally over. And now the game's over, we should actually be able to get another trophy for maxing out our character. Yeah, there we go. Ultimate Spider-Man for maxing out our bloke. So with the story now over for real this time and our character fully upgraded, all that was left to do is clean up some of the side mission slop we missed during our first playthrough of the game. Starting with the trophy Car Hopper for helping the police clear all car chases throughout the city. Car Hopper, hell yeah. There we go, all police chases. It's another trophy. Next we moved on to the extreme video challenges where we followed Spider-Man as he parkoured through the city. There we go, the camera loves you for completing all video challenges. We got one more race challenge and then that is another trophy as well. And also got the trophy A Dash of Spider for completing all of the remaining race challenges the blimp guy tasked us with. Last checkpoint, there we go. A Dash of Spider. Final race challenge complete. We don't have much to do now. Hell yeah. Now heading back to the very first boss at the start of the game, we would need to defeat the big ass robot one more time. But this time making sure we don't touch the ground at all. We haven't touched the ground yet. Oh my god, I thought I touched the ground. Did I do it? Come on. Hopefully that doesn't count as touching the ground. I think I did it. Let me see that beautiful noise. There we go, the sky's the limit. Beat the big first robot without touching the floor. And it was while working on our final few collectible trophies, we finally managed to web shoot 6 different enemies at one time, unlocking the trophy Keep It Together. Keep it together. There we go. We're wrapping up 6 blokes at the same time. But back on the 3rd mission where we were tasked with collecting Connor's lost papers from a secret Oscorp facility, we somehow managed to miss 2 collectibles. The first being the final tech piece needed for the trophy Tech Savvy. Tech Savvy, there we go. That was the final tech piece I needed. I only missed like 3, I think, the whole game. That's pretty good. And not much further into the mission, we also managed to collect our final Oscorp manual needed for the trophy corporate. There we go, there's another one. We're getting all the security manuals, hell yeah. And while working on our next 2 collectible trophies, we naturally unlocked Heavyweight Champion for defeating a total of 1,000 enemies throughout the entire game. Heavyweight Champion, there we go. 1,000 kills. Was not expecting that, but we'll take it, hell yeah. Before grabbing the final bit of audio evidence we missed back in the Underground City mission, unlocking another trophy. Journalist, there we go. That's for collecting every single audio tape in the game. Now we only have a few more magazines, and also to take like 4 or 5 photos and we're done. And it's in the underground train tunnels where we finally find not only our last photo location, but also our last magazine needed to unlock the trophy. Librarian, there we go, collecting every single magazine. And to finally finish all mission-related collectible trophies, we would need to take a photo of every single enemy in the game before sending that photo back to our mate Whitney Chang, so she can suss out the bad guys and inform us of any weaknesses they might have had. But I didn't even know that was a thing until the very end of the game, where somehow, because I enjoyed just taking shitty photos of random things, I managed to get a photo of almost every enemy besides 3 of the hardest bosses in the game. So I headed back through again one last time, this time with a plan of snapping the last photos I need to finish my collection. I am dead. I accept my fate. Whatever happens, happens. I'm sorry. I got the photo. Ah! Shit. I'm getting out of here. All I need is a photo. I don't need to kill it again. All I want is this damn photo. And there it is. That's all I need. 1 more to go. All I need to do now is get a photo of this baddie and we are done, boys. This is going to be a piece of piss. If I slow it down, I should be able to get it. Come on, last photo. There we go. Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, God, she's going to kill me. For taking all photos. We finally did it. Only 1 more trophy to go. And that leaves us with just 1 last trophy to unlock before platinuming the Amazing Spider-Man. And when I say this trophy took me hours to collect, I mean hours. As I watched 2 whole movies in the time it took me to swing around Manhattan, looking for these stupid comic book pages. Oh my God, 500 out of 700. This is doing my head in, but we finally get the little dots. It's gonna make things so much quicker, but like, it's still gonna take another hour, man. I can't be arsed with this shit. 3 more. I can't wait for this to be over. Oh my God. This has to be the worst trophy I have ever tried to get. Like, there is no need for all of this. I've been swinging around for hours just looking for comic books. Oh my God. What the hell's it doing out there? Oh my God, that's only 1 more. And after searching the entire city multiple times, we finally managed to collect the last comic book needed to unlock our final trophy of the game. Oh my God, it's actually up here. No shot. The final comic book, it's so close. There it is. Oh my God, the final comic. 700 out of 700. All of that for on the fly. There we go. Does everything a spider can. Hell yeah, platinum trophy, boys. We have done it. We have beaten the Amazing Spider-Man. Thank you all so much for making it to the end of my Amazing Spider-Man platinum video. Be sure to let me know in the comments what Spider-Man game you are most keen for in this series, or you can watch my video on screen right now where I platinum the banned Deadpool game.